Hi everyone, my name is Samantha Rozmus and I will be giving a presentation on the importance of employee training. Some people may wonder, I went to school for X amount of years. Why do I need to go through training now that I have gotten a job? Well, training is a very important aspect in every employee's career. Training programs are created and used to increase the knowledge of an employee and increase employee performance. Employees are trained to develop specific knowledge, skills, and abilities, also known as KSAs, that will be used in their jobs. The first step to implement a training program is to assess the training situation of the company and of their employees. As a member of HR, it is our goal to find ways to increase the productivity of employees and of the company. In order to do this, an organizational needs assessment is completed to determine the types of training that are needed. Some organizations have the ability to provide simulations and e-training, while others stick to the traditional class lecture approach. Some offer in-house training, and others contract or outsource the training. The second component of the needs assessment for training is the assessment of individual employees. The textbook states that two questions should be answered while analyzing an employee. The first being, does the employee lack the skills or knowledge to perform his or her job well? Second, does the employee need training in other areas such as diversity, safety, or cross-culture? The third component of the needs assessment is task analysis. The task analysis is the analysis of specific activities that are part of a job. Managers need to identify the skills and knowledge needed to perform a task well. The task analysis is used as the benchmark to compare with the employee assessment to determine what training is needed for the employee to complete the tasks well. Professional development programs are more general and target employees' career goals, not just specifically the jobs that they are currently performing. The knowledge gained in a professional development program may be used when an employee is promoted or moved to another position. So, if your employer asks you to attend a professional development program, don't think of it as a bad thing. It may actually mean that the employer believes in you and they believe that you have the qualifications and potential to be promoted. Once an employee is first hired, their first training session is an orientation. An orientation consists of an introduction to the organization and its policies and procedures. During orientation, a new hire will also be informed of the employee benefits, policies, and procedures, along with the employee handbook. Orientation is an important introduction to the new employee's career at the organization. After orientation, other types of training will occur, such as on-the-job training, classroom instruction, computer-based training, audiovisual training, and simulations. On-the-job training is one of the most used training programs. It is informal training that involves the new employee and the colleagues who provide advice about the workplace and the job. A new employee will observe an established employee while he or she performs the daily tasks. On-the-job training is one of the most used and beneficial ways of training because the new employee can observe, ask questions, and get feedback all while not feeling under pressure. For example, Clay Bolton states in his article, an employee can learn the process of filling out a risk assessment form in an all-staff meeting, but they do not truly understand the process until they have to fill one out in a real-world scenario. Also, in an article by Nathan Wolf, where he discusses his training experience, he states, I was fortunate enough to experience on-the-job training in an environment that supported autonomous learning. I was both supported and encouraged by my learning, but more importantly, the mechanics and direction were left for me to determine. Classroom instruction is a common method of providing information to employees. However, with the recent development of computer technology, classroom instruction can now be electronic. Roxana Gonzalez states in her article that an increasing popular educational strategy that fosters the student-centered approach is computer-based education, where instruction methods provide flexibility and self-paced learning opportunities. Distance learning programs allow employees to train at different locations via video conferencing. Participants can learn in interactive courses online, take exams, and participate in chat rooms. Computer-based training is less expensive and can be easily customized to employees. Audiovisual training is another electronic program that uses classroom material that is provided on CDs, DVDs, or podcasts. An advantage to offering portable electronic information is the ability of the participant to review the material for further clarification. A simulation is a training method that imitates real-life situations and enables employees to make decisions that would mirror real-life situations without the risk. Simulations allow employees to practice their decision-making skills. In Justin Kissinger's article, Making Safety Count: Effective Training for the Workplace, he states, one of the most successful new instructional tools to emerge with the rise of new technologies is simulation learning, which allows learners to test their knowledge of instructional materials using online, interactive, scenario-based simulations. These programs offer multiple scenarios in which to test a concept or skill. In any given scenario, the individual may select from a number of possible actions, each of which results in a further situation and possibilities based on the course taker's choice. No matter what the training program, an evaluation is required to assess if the program achieved its stated goal. Training programs can be evaluated by an online test or simulation to assess the trainee's knowledge. A pre-test of the trainee's KSAs and a post-test of the trainee's KSAs after the training can identify the impact of the training program. These evaluations can then be used to strengthen the company's training program in the future. In Victor Lipman's article, Why Employee Development is Important, Neglected, and Can Cost You Talent, he discusses two main topics. The first being, why is development training often ignored? He starts by saying that we tend to focus on the here and now instead of the benefit of training for the future. He goes on to say that some exercises are done but not acted upon. So sometimes we just do the training to say that we've completed it, but we don't actually get anything out of it. And lastly, he says that there's just no time for it. People are just so focused on getting done things that have to get done every day that it's hard to fit in the training, even though it will benefit in the long run. The second topic he goes on to talk about is why development training makes good business sense. First, people care if you take genuine interest in their future. Next, it helps build loyalty, and loyalty increases productivity. And finally, good talented people naturally want to advance, and they appreciate meaningful support in the process. So, training programs can help build employee morale and loyalty in the long run. From the Go to HR website, this article, Employee Training is Worth the Investment, it is discussed that training helps your business run better. Training is a recruiting tool. Companies are more likely to attract and keep good employees if they can offer development opportunities. Training promotes job satisfaction. Training is a retention tool, instilling loyalty and commitment from good workers. Staff are looking for the next challenge and will be more likely to stay if they are offered ways for them to learn and grow while at the company. And training adds flexibility and efficiency. Employees can be cross-trained and to be more capable than just in one aspect of the business. All of these are great reasons why training is just a great investment in the long run. So in conclusion, proper employee training is one of the most important things an employer must provide. Assessing the company, employees, and tasks can help to determine which training method would be most utilized in a company. From on-the-job training to various simulations, training programs help to promote safety, performance, loyalty, and more.